54-man unit, that's what we are. Get it down for each other.
Hi again, everyone, and welcome into GVSU Football Weekly, presented by XFINITY. I'm Steve Lloyd-Jones. The Lakers falling today here at Michigan Tech, 35-14, your final score. Head coach Matt Mitchell will share his thoughts, as well as some of the players. Our special feature this week is on two-sport athletes, and our player profile is senior wide receiver Keontre Miskell. It's all ahead on GVSU Football Weekly as we get started now.
You got an opportunity here. Yeah, you guys ready? Yes, sir. You got an opportunity here. Okay, you got an opportunity here.
Well, the Lakers would win the opening toss as Michigan Tech would get the football. And with the kick, the first half was underway.
Down to the left, that'll be Cowie. Heavy pressure. Scarlett steps up, and now he's hit right about the line of scrimmage. Leffingwell stays in, pass into the end zone, and it is a touchdown for Michigan Tech as the catch made in the end zone. Bearing me to the Huskies, right to left, will boot it away. And Grand Valley on the return, Camille Jackson at his 10-yard line. Straight ahead, 15-20 on his feet, cutting to the right sideline at the 25. Puts two to the right. He's going to throw to the right side. It's caught by Williams. Sidesteps a man. A first down grab. Comes running across right to left. Jet sweep to him. 50, 45. Far sideline, 40. And near the 35-yard line. Now the snap. He's going to throw off his back hip. Caught by Robinson. Can he get to the sticks? He's a little short. He's wrestled down about a yard short of the first down to go. The snap, the handoff. Robinson up the middle, trying to get to the first down marker. He's got the 25. I think he's got it. From the pistol, back to throw. Scarlett is sacked. Back at the 21. Now the snap, Leffingwell to run again, and wow, he's smashed right at the line. Good job by the Lakers up front. Leffingwell in the backfield, the carry to the left. Tripped up and still on his feet, and then hit down right around the 38-yard line. Tyler Scarlett in the pistol. They'll motion Cowie to the right. Pass to him there, and he's going to throw it. The wide receiver pass out to Clark for a touchdown.
So Michigan Tech playing very well in this first half, leading the Lakers 35-0 heading into the break. But when we come back, the Lakers will get the football to begin the second half. Highlights for you coming up next here on GVSU Football Weekly.
For about the past 7 months, Ellie's been running really high fevers, anywhere from 101 to 105. I really appreciated that when Ellie was going through a lot of her health problems that Dr. Duttler called me personally.
I think it's important for parents to know that we really care about these kids just as we would care for our own children. Access to health is really an important part of being a medical home in primary care. So we do allow our patients to make same-day appointments whenever possible. They can email me or they can call.
Ellie really likes going to see Dr. Duttler. Doctor.
And welcome back. I'm Steve Lloyd Jones. The Lakers find themselves behind 35-0 as we start the second half, but they would get the ball first and get right to work.
We start the second half. Toss sweep right side. This is Dorsey. Good running up the sideline. The 35, the 40, the 45, the 50-yard line. Now the snap. Heavy pressure. He'll set up and throw, and it's caught. First down grab by Miskell at the 35. Fourth down, going to throw across the middle. Potts the catch, and he's got it at the 20. Second and goal, he's going to throw to the right, and it's caught by Potts. He's in. That's a touchdown. Jamie Potts on the slant. On the snap, handoff, and Leffingwell's tackled down at the 35. They got him for a loss. Quick snap. Carling's going to throw. Going for Potts. Caught it up the right sideline. Lakers have the ball back on first down. Carling will throw. It's caught by Joe Robbins. The 45, the 40. And he breaks out of a tackle down to the 34. Here's a snap. It's going to be a throw again. No, it's going to be a run. Carling will tuck it and run up the middle, up past the 30. Again, a throw near sideline. This time for Williams. Into the air. He caught it. Inside the 40 and out of bounds at the 35. Crowd in the line as Carling's going to set up a throw. Left side going for the end zone. It's caught! Is it a touchdown? It is! A grab by Miskell.
Welcome back to GVSU Football Weekly's second episode of Between Two Uprights. I'm your host, Marco Idarosa. Joining me today is junior offensive lineman and cross-country skier, Jim Walsh. Jim, thank you for joining me today. How are you? First question I want to ask you right away is when you and your fellow offensive linemen go to buffets, what sort of reaction do you get from the owner?
You know, Marco, it's just an overall feeling of remorse on the owner's part. You can actually smell the terror generally over the scent of the buffet. And they just know it's going to be a losing day for them.
Now, you've been here for a while. You've seen all the amazing offensive linemen that have come through Grand Valley. Mm-hmm. Does it bother you that you've never been compared to any of them? Is there a senior on this team that you look up to?
First one that comes to mind, probably Marco Idarosa.
Oh, that's me. Now, do you have any celebrity crushes or maybe a celebrity lookalike?
Jennifer Aniston.
As your lookalike?
Yes.
Now, I hear something different. A lot of guys on the team would actually say that your celebrity lookalike is Mr. Potato Head. You enjoy candle shopping, is that correct?
Yeah, actually, Joe Worth, myself, and Brandon Revenberg went candle shopping last night. Went to Meyer.
That's adorable. What's your favorite flavor?
I got an apple orchard candle last night, the woodwick.
Ooh. You're famous for your cat daddy around here, and I hear you also have been working on your shmoney dance.
Yeah.
Would you like to display one of those? Maybe perhaps display your pass setting so that everyone can see how good you are at it. Oh, that's phenomenal form. Jim Walsh, junior offensive lineman and most beautiful man on earth, and also cross-country skier, apparently. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Hey, coming up next, we'll have a special feature for you on two-sport athletes here at Grand Valley. You're not going to want to miss this. It's straight ahead on GVSU Football Weekly, presented by XFINITY.
I'd like to welcome you to our basement. I'd like to read a brief statement. We, the Hubacher family, are pleased to announce today that we've acquired the following players: Buster Posey, Mike Trout, Yadier Molina, Bryce Harper, Derek Jeter, and Miguel Cabrera. We believe that this demonstrates, once again, our family's unwavering commitment to assemble the very best team in this neighborhood.
Mr. Hubacher, you've really upped the ante here. How do you expect the other families in the neighborhood to respond?
Well, the Harris family's gonna be none too pleased.
Word is the Harrises are putting together quite a team of their own. Any concerns?
Under Cliff Harris's mismanagement, they already used up all their wall space with a bunch of paintings. I mean, really, come on.
Dad.
I know.
All right, next question.
Start building your own dream team at fathead.com.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000 bucks. That's why the smart choice is XFINITY. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.
Grand Valley falling here in a disappointing loss as we hear from head coach Matt Mitchell.
Coach, right from the get-go, opening drive of the game, they drive down for the touchdown. And then we rebounded, drove down, picked up one 4th down conversion, couldn't pick up the second, and from there it just kind of snowballed.
Yeah, obviously the first offensive series, they didn't run the ball once. Came out throwing at Tyler Scarlett. We were definitely on our heels defensively. We did a poor job of playing man coverage. You know, they completed a lot of balls underneath and ran for some really big yardage and find ourselves down 7-0. I agree, our offense came down. I just knew based on, you know, the style of play and how things were going to go that I'm not sure settling for 3 points on that first drive was going to be enough. I thought we had, you know, a good run with Heath to potentially pick it up, and we got stuffed, and that, you know, is obviously not the way we want to start the ball game.
You get a 3-and-out, but running into the kicker, they called roughing the kicker, and that kind of just led to, on the second play, the double pass. The double pass, trick plays have been something we worked on. We had just, you know, some poor execution. We got to cut a guy loose on a double pass, and you know, you're down 14-0 before, you know, you really know what hit you. And it really didn't stop from there. We throw a pick on the second play of the next possession, and then they bust loose with a 54-yard touchdown. What happened in that play? We knew Tyler Scarlett could throw the ball. You obviously saw that on the first one. I was surprised by our lack of execution in terms of stopping the run. That's something that we had been getting better at, and I thought we were had gotten over the hump a little bit on that, but we didn't do a very good job in some of their two-back stuff of stopping the run. They were gashing us, you know, and ran the ball more effectively in the first half than I probably anticipated heading into the game. Where do you go from here? Obviously, it's 4th loss of the year. What do you tell these guys? Yeah, we're 3-4, so that's a disappointment for the season. But we still have, you know, we still have 4 games left, and there's not going to get any easier. We have to go down to Findlay, and you know, so it's going to come down to this point: how competitive are our coaches, how competitive are our players, how much pride do we have in playing for Grand Valley, how much pride do we have in the GV on the side of our helmet, and we've got to somehow get some leadership in our locker room and pick ourselves back up. We didn't play well enough on all 3 phases of the game to win, obviously, against a good Michigan Tech team on the road. And we're going to have to go back and learn some hard lessons from this. And really, unfortunately for us, after a 3-game win streak, there's some of the same lessons that had occurred earlier in the season that put us in this point where we're at. Terrell Dorsey, seeing his first action of the year to speak of, he had a good game, 7 carries, 52 yards. Yeah, the first drive coming out the second half, he really busted a long run and was, you know, running kind of physical. I think, you know, he injured his knee in the spring game last year and has really just gotten cleared and kind of back, and so it was tough from his standpoint getting pressed in the action with the injuries just because he's not quite in football shape yet. But he fought for us out there, and it's just when you're down 35-0, it's hard to sit there and continue to run the ball when you're trying to chase the scoreboard that much. The drive at the end of the first half was key. You want to get points there because you know you're getting the ball to start the second half. When you come out of the locker room, what do you tell the guys at half?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think what killed us on some of these drives, the one at the end of the first half, we got a 1st and goal in the 5. We had procedural penalties. Our center did not play well today. We had some snap infractions. We had some false starts. We had some high snaps, that Heath had a hard time dealing with. That hurt our offensive execution tremendously. Basically I told them, at halftime that the reason Michigan Tech is up 35-0 on us is that they scored pretty much in every possession they had, and they stopped us and played well on special teams. And so I said, if you want to get this thing back in this ball game, you got to do the same. You got to score on most of your possessions offensively. We got to get stops, not just stops, but 3 and outs on offense, and obviously do better in the kicking game. And so we had more life. We went out there and were able to score points, get some stops, do some things, but that game was over, quick. Michigan Tech did a good job of running the ball and running the clock, and it was just difficult when we didn't stop them every time on a 3 and out, and when we had some offensive possessions went backwards. It was too big of a deficit to overcome, in the fourth quarter.
On the road again next week at Finley, what's the key element for practice this week?
Well, Finley's got a quarterback and a running back that can run the ball, so I got to take a look at the tape on the bus ride home and see exactly where we're breaking down and running the ball. And stopping the run. So we're going to have to do that. Part of the problem a little bit with the 2014 season is we're not consistent enough doing what should be, one of the hallmarks of this program, which is running the ball and stopping the run. Obviously today, the lack of ability to stop the run really hurt us. The Scarlet drives, the passes in the first half, we were able to get that under control. They just lined up and ran the ball, against us. And when Leffingwell is running for over 200 yards, that's a problem. You're not going to win a lot of games when a tailback's able to do that.
Hey, stay with us. Coming up next, our player profile on senior wide receiver Keontre Miskell as GVSU Football Weekly continues right after this.
This silver dollar has been in our family for generations. I had it with me the night I won the heart of your grandmother. Wait, that was Chrissy Redfern. Don't tell Nana. It even saved my life from a nail gun in the great construction riots. And now, I want you to... Never mind.
No dollar is safe. The new Dollar Cravings Menu. 11 craveable creations, each for $1.
You learn something every single day at Grand Valley State University about who you are and who you can become, about where you've been and where you're going, about your goals and how to accomplish them. At the end of the day, you know what you want from life. Find it within yourself. Find it within Grand Valley State University.
For about the past 7 months, Ellie's been running really high fevers, anywhere from 101 to 105. I really appreciated that when Ellie was going through a lot of her health problems that Dr. Duttler called me personally.
I think it's important for parents to know that we really care about these kids just as we would care for our own children. Access to health is really an important part of being a medical home in primary care. So we do allow our patients to make same-day appointments whenever possible. They can email me or they can call.
Ellie really likes going to see Dr. Duttler. The doctor.
And welcome back. Senior wide receiver Keontre Miskell is second on the team in receptions right now. He's a key part of Grand Valley's offense, and he's the feature this week on our player profile.
The biggest thing I think is commitment. When you feel like there's something you don't want to do, but you know you have to, it teaches you that. It teaches you, you have to get there. I think that's going to help me somewhere later in life. When I don't want to do something, I'm used to getting up and doing it, even though I don't want to. Drive, you got to have drive. Love of the game. It really, you have to love it. Because if you don't love it, it becomes a job. And so therefore, you dread coming to it. You have to get up every day wanting to do this. It's not easy. It's very satisfying. Not a lot of people can say that they've had this opportunity to do what I do. So, I wake up every morning, I count my blessings. Oh man, I think it's easier to ask what I'm not going to miss. The atmosphere, my teammates, everyone around here in this building. I'm going to miss. I don't know what I'm going to do between 1 and 5 o'clock now. So it's, I'm going to miss these guys, the coaches. Everything about it is positive. I wouldn't take it back. No regrets about it. Like I said, you're going to have some ups, you're going to have some downs. Where you feel like you're at the bottom of the bottom. But when all is said and done, I wouldn't want it any other way. You come in not knowing them, and over 5 years, you build that trust. It's basically a second family, When I come down here with these guys, I think of it no different as if I go home over, a holiday, When I come down here, I know I'm coming down with my brothers, and yeah, that's a bond that I think is unbreakable.
As we continue here on GVSU Football Weekly, it's time now for our special feature on two-sport athletes. These are football players that play baseball and track and field. Let's take a look.
Being a two-sport athlete means you have to have a lot of focus at all times on the field and in the classroom, especially. Being a two-sport athlete really helps me really focus in the classroom because you always got to have the grades to stay eligible to play.
The guys that are in those competitive arenas and do them both are just better players than guys that don't get those opportunities in those competitive type situations.
I'll definitely say track helps me with football for getting my speed up.
I'd say the biggest positive is you get out of the off-season conditioning for the other sport. I've always loved that part of it.
Also conditioning for football and stuff like that really helps me on the bases in baseball and just makes me a better athlete.
It's a huge time commitment. Obviously, when you get done with one sport, you're on to the next one. There really is no off-season for you.
I think the biggest challenge is that we have spring practices and there are 15 opportunities to kind of learn our offense and defense. And so a lot of times the guys that are participating in those spring sports, we're not so much worried about the lack of development physically. It's a little bit more being behind mentally.
In the spring, it's all baseball. As soon as the football season's over, I dedicate all my time to baseball. And as soon as baseball's over, I dedicate my time back over to football.
What I enjoy is I get to do both. I get to run and play football. That's almost every athlete's dream coming into college, but it's definitely hard to do.
Baseball's a lot of pressure situations, which I think really helps me. Every at bat, all eyes are on you. So, you get 4 of those a game and you have about 50-some games a season. You're going to have a lot of situations where you're put under pressure. I think that really helps in football because football is nothing but pressure all game long. You have 15,000 fans in the stands.
I think meeting the guys, the guys on the baseball team, guys on the football team, I couldn't imagine my life without them. They really helped me in both sports transition into college and just love seeing them on campus all the time and just great being with them and playing games with them.
Hey John, check it out.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was testing to see if we really can turn any device in your house into a TV, and the tablet worked just fine, but I wanted to see if the phone would work as well. So I shrunk Sharon.
Every channel's live just like on TV, but it's my phone.
It's genius.
Shh. I'm watching TV.
Tiny Sharon's mean.
I'm right here.
Watch any channel live on any device around your home. The X1 Entertainment Operating System, only from XFINITY.
They had some great blocking up front, but it's just a lot of run misfits for us. We've been going over it all practice, all week long. Some guys got a position, and they just end up busting a couple long ones on us.
We weren't ready to go, like I said, from the get-go. And, that's a good football team, and
They whooped us pretty good.
Yeah, they definitely had an efficient offense. Tyler Scarlett, all credit to him. Good quarterback. You know, we couldn't really get too much pressure on him.
We just shot ourselves in the foot too much. Obviously can't do that against a defense like that. That's pretty good. They're going to make you drive the ball down the field.
We have senior defensive tackle Isaiah Dunning. Isaiah, you ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Player on the team most like you.
Player on the team most like me, Matt Judon.
The first car you ever drove.
Ford Explorer.
Do you have a celebrity crush, and if so, who is it?
I have two, Taraji P. Henson and Mia Kunis.
Favorite breakfast meal?
Eggs.
Do you get up early or sleep in?
Early.
The best nickname on the team, and who has it?
Bum Bump, Matt Mosley.
One thing you always hear from Coach Mitchell during practice. Beep. The funniest thing that has happened during practice this year. Next. Hardest hitter on the team?
Isaiah Dunning.
Who is the best singer?
Best singer, I probably have to go with Matt Judon.
The best dancer?
Frank Bowenzi.
Who is the funniest player on the team?
Funniest player on the team, Deontay Hurst.
The best dresser?
Best dresser, I'm gonna go with Dylan Hayward.
Worst dresser?
Sonny Haskins.
Favorite TV show?
ESPN.
Favorite movie?
Life.
Favorite thing to do outside of football?
Play video game.
And the best thing about playing football at Grand Valley State?
Saturday nights have others.
And that's today's Laker Lightning Round with Isaiah Dunning.
Well, that'll wind things down for this week as Grand Valley falls here at Michigan Tech. The Lakers are on the road again next week at Findlay, Ohio. We'll have highlights and reaction for you for that, and I hope you'll join me next week. I'm Steve Lloyd Jones. Thanks for watching GVSU Football Weekly. Have a great week, everybody.
I'd like to welcome you to our basement. I would like to read a brief statement. We, the Hubacher family, are pleased to announce today that we've acquired the following players: Buster Posey, Mike Trout, Yadier Molina, Bryce Harper, Derek Jeter, and Miguel Cabrera. We believe that this demonstrates, once again, our family's unwavering commitment to assemble the very best team in this neighborhood.
Mr. Hubacher, you've really upped the ante here. How do you expect the other families in the neighborhood to respond?
Well, the Harris family's gonna be none too pleased.
Word is the Harrises are putting together quite a team of their own. Any concerns?
Under Cliff Harris's mismanagement, they already used up all their wall space with a bunch of paintings. I mean, really, come on.
Dad.
I know.
Start building your own dream team at fathead.com.
This silver dollar has been in our family for generations. I had it with me the night I won the heart of your grandmother. Wait, that was Chrissy Redfern. Don't tell Nana. It even saved my life from a nail gun in the great construction riots. And now I want you to... Never mind.
No dollar is safe. The new Dollar Cravings Menu. 11 craveable creations, each for $1.
If you sign up for DirecTV's latest deal, prepare to be blindsided. Because they'll double your rate before you know it. And you'll find you're locked into a 2-year contract that could cost you over $3,000. That's why the smart choice is Xfinity. You can see all the best action in football all season long, with no surprises. Don't get blindsided by DirecTV. Call 1-800-XFINITY today.